Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a recent gameplay I did on stream against Uzuri with my Breakpoint Katsu list. Kind of talk about some play lines, see where we messed up, see what we could improve on, and also maybe give you a little bit of insight onto some of the play lines I did and why I did them, and just my overall thinking so we can get better together. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. We're first week as a full-time content creator in the flesh and blood space. So if the content that you deem is good enough, feel free to check out the channel membership down below. We're trying to get to 75 subs by the end of the month, or 75 members by the end of the month, to help continue this journey along. There's 3 tiers. It ranges from tier 1 being where you can get like custom emotes and special roles in the Discord, and then tier 2 and tier 3 gain access to get entrance in the special promo giveaways that I get from LSS when I do like my spoiler cards, so you can have a chance to win like exclusive content creator playmats. Cool stuff like that. But we'll get right into this video. So this is one of the games I had on my Breakpoint Katsu list against Uzuri. I think it was actually my first game on stream with it. We had some rough games with Katsu that day, so definitely go back and check that stream out. You know, we didn't win everything, but I thought this was a good, solid game where I was reasonably focused. I'm still learning on playing games on stream and also making quality plays, so I'm trying to get there on that. But we went into this, and Uzuri ends up joining. When it comes to Uzuri is a very skill-intensive matchup. It'll full screen here in a second, don't worry. With this matchup, you're typically trying to, you know, really have a lot of skill expression on not arsenaling your key pieces at all times. Really, you're really trying to play around her ability with your D-reacts and reinforced line. It's a very, like, feel matchup. You have to know what to arsenal, when to arsenal it, things of that nature. Typical rule of thumb with this matchup is I'm trying to go for a big pop-off turn, trying to really push through maybe Uzuri's Breakpoint armor, and then, you know, be able to basically take tempo on a turn or two and prevent them from keeping a hand where they can, you know, have some disruptive effects. The other key thing is you don't always want to arsenal a key combo piece like bonds or surging in arsenal if you can help it. Sometimes you don't have a choice, but you really want to look for flick flack and reinforced line, things like that, in order to make the most out of your defensive pieces. So for this, I just board up the 66 cards usually, and I play Tunic to help with the block, extra block piece. But really, what I'm trying to do here is just, you know, take tempo with one good swing turn, try to avoid some of their disruption early, and hopefully, you know, take the game. So they go first here. Typically in the Uzuri, you probably want to go second, in my opinion, like most games, but they end up pitching a Death Touch and a Shakedown here, which tells me they're just trying to filter the hand. They don't have a key stealth piece. Like, they're wanting to, you know, just kind of filter. When I saw this, I knew that the list was probably a little bit more of a contract Uzuri instead of a red line version, because there's no Snapdragon Scalers, they're running Black Tech Whispers, and they're playing cards like Plunder the Poor, which normally isn't in a typical red line list. So I let the Spider Bite hit when I saw this pitch because I know nothing crazy is coming at me because of that. And when they did this, we went ahead and blocked out and kept the Enlightened Strike. We could keep the Be Like Water here to try to push, you know, a little bit more block, which is what we end up doing. I do like having that Enlightened Strike, though, for the 5-go. Again, it really puts Uzuri in a weird spot block-wise, but since they still have armor up, I felt Be Like Water was the best play. Before we see what we did in this is a really weird hand, right? We already have a natural combo line in Descendant Gustwave and Bonds of Ancestry. However, we don't really have anything good in Grave to use Bonds with, so it's a little bit hard. So I kind of take I'm pretty sure I do this. I take a little bit of a chance here. I play Be Like Water first, or I think I do, and then I pitch Bonds of Ancestry to play Art of War in response, or at least I hope I did that. If I didn't, then we'll see me make an incorrect play here. Yeah. So we play the Be Like Water here first. My goal here is to pitch the Bonds of Ancestry, discard or banish the Descendant Gustwave, and draw. And I know that I'm losing the natural combo line when I do this, but the problem with this line and why it's really weird is because I can't just give it +1, because then I'll play Descendant Gustwave for 5, but no threat of a mass trigger. So what I was trying to do here is just banish, give a buff, and hopefully draw into a 0 cost. That way I can pay for 1 with the 1 left over, go get like a Whelming or something, and then, you know, it's off to the races. But sadly, I drew into a leg tap and a Surging Strike. So not much I can do here. All I can really do is threaten 4 more damage, which still isn't bad. We arsenal a Surging Strike, or 5 more damage because of Art of War. Still isn't bad. We threaten a Surging Strike, and they really don't know what's in my hand. They don't know if I'm going to go into a Rise and Knee Thrust here. I wish I would have gotten a 0 cost. It would have been really nice. 6 power Rise and Knee Thrust. But, we dealt a total of, 5 and 4, 9 damage. Arsenal, a really key piece. But then we draw into a really awkward hand. So 2 reinforced lines and a Whelming and Dishonor. Honestly, I want to keep the Whelming in case they block out my Surging, but I need the Dishonor in order to pitch for Surging. So it's a very weird hand. However, when they play this Shred into Enlightened Strike, my thought is either I'm about to get Codexed or they're going to hit me with something else. When they do this, I'm like, okay, maybe it's something too crazy. They end up Codexing me and playing Plunder the Poor again. Now, in this situation, I'm just probably going to let this hit. I have too weird of a hand. I need to filter these reinforced lines out, and honestly, I can play something like a Surging Strike for 4 into a Whelming Gust Wave, which will at least force a little bit of interaction with them. Still have a Breakpoint Surging Strike, and I'm able to play Whelming, for 2, and at least force, hopefully, a card out of their hand and maybe their Black Deck Whispers, and then another card out of their hand with Whelming. So that's where I'm at with this. We realize we have the Frailty token. What we should have done here, honestly, we should have pitched Reinforce the Line first, and then Dishonor to float 2, and then play the Whelming Gust Wave, because now we have a really awkward hand where, we have to we basically have to, if we want to get rid of these, we basically have to pitch away 2 in a row. I end up breaking skills here. So this is a weird point in the game. I feel like I need to breaking skills here. With Uzuri, I don't want her taking tempo. When a Uzuri with a 4-card hand sucks because they can play stuff like Shakedown, Isolate, CNC, all this other stuff. I do have 2 very good defensive pieces here, and there definitely is a thought to just, Arsenal the reinforced line, or maybe pitch 2 Kadachis, even though they're not going to deal any damage, to get rid of a reinforced line, just Arsenal the second one. Definitely a key piece here. But doing this allows me to essentially deal like 7 to 8 more damage from them. I get to filter out a reinforced line anyway. I go get a Bonds of Ancestry, end up drawing into a Surging Strike because it's off of Whelming, right? My hope was that I would draw into a good 0 cost. I didn't order my triggers there. I should have. But regardless, right here, we force out a decent amount of damage, which, again, forces an Isolate CNC, which is a pretty big deal. But we didn't have a combo piece. So I was hoping I'd draw into something decent there, but I didn't. I just had a really awkward hand. Looking back on it, probably shouldn't have breaking skills, but I'm very aggressive with my breaking skills in the Uzuri matchup because I want to try somehow to take tempo very quickly. They're going to eventually lose armor block late game, so breaking skills isn't as impactful into them as it is to a Guardian, where you really want to hold it for the best possible play. Uzuri, I'm just using it to take tempo as quickly as possible. So here we have 2 options. We can either E-Strike for 7 and Arsenal the Surging Strike, which is a little bit risky. But only the other play we have is Kadachi Surging Strike, and then maybe go get, something else. But I'm pretty sure if I do that, they're just going to block me with 2 cards. So I end up just taking the damage line there, and then doing this. I don't know if I misplay here. So they play Leave No Witnesses. My guess is they have a Shred. I play around the Shred or play around that and try to, get a Fluster Engrave in order for a later Bonds play. But they end up playing Cut to the Chase, which hurts a lot. And at this point, it's really no point in wasting my Flick Flack. I could play Flick Flack here just for the value, but there's no point in wasting it. It's already going to hit no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter. So just keep the Flick Flack in hand. It sucks. And then, and then right here, so this was a bug on Talishar. It didn't banish my Surging Strike when it was supposed to. So I talked to the player during this portion. I basically said, like, hey, I'm not going to Katsu trigger. Sorry about that. We reported the bug. So I ended up getting a free 4 damage here, but luckily it didn't really make a difference in the game. I could actually just to filter resources. So this is a sad part about the Talishar game. And then they Surging Strike, so they sink it. So it really wouldn't change anything anyway. Luckily, the game state didn't change too much. Basically, it forced out a sink when it wouldn't have. So it did make a little bit of value change, but nothing we can really do about that. Then they play Isolate here. So I have a really good hand. And in this situation, this is one of those situations where sometimes you just want to make Uzuri have it, to be honest. So the only play that really blows me out here is Shakedown. Because I'm going to play Flick Flack in response to the Uzuri flip. So Command and Conquer doesn't matter. Death Touch, whatever. Surgical hurts if it's a surgical into a shred, but I can't really play around that without giving up some of my hand. Honestly, and Leave No Witnesses doesn't bother me. So only two things I can get blown out by here are surgical with a reaction to it, like shred, or they pop Flick Knives, or Shakedown. I take a risk here, and I basically make them have it. So they play Uzuri. I respond with Flick Flack, praying that they don't have a Shakedown. And sometimes you just got to do this. Like, if you get it, you get it. Because my other option here, right, they do end up shredding it. So I was like, oh, crap, they have a surgical. But they end up having a Command and Conquer. Because if they have Shakedown there, they're going to choose red and take my Surging Strike anyway. But I'm still going to threaten Be Like Water. Kadachi, Be Like Water into Whelming. So I'm still going to threaten some damage. So honestly, right there, I took a risk and it paid off for me. But it could have killed me, to be honest with you. So this play, we have a really good natural combo line. We end up keeping the one resource floating because we're going to go get McGinty, and this is where we legitimately just kind of go nuts. I think this is the play that does really well. So they have to either give us a D-React or 2 cards or a card and equipment here in order for this not to hit. They end up letting it go. We do not break Breezewater Boots here. And we draw into a Bonds, which is a little bit interesting. So here what we can do is we can Bonds of Ancestry. We have a Whelming in our grave. So we're able to Bonds of Ancestry, go get Whelming, and then play McGinty. And basically just loop. So we've done 5, 9, 13. We're about to do 16, 21, about 23, 24 damage looping these, which is really, really good. We have to break boots to do it, but really there's not going to be much of a better time to do this. They only have 2 cards in hand, and this is a situation where we just got lucky. We drew into a Bonds where we originally were just going to do a decent McGinty play, and we end up being able to loop here. And this is what I like. This is what I do like about the McGinty line, and I still have it in against Uzuri and against Guardian, is because it does allow you to weave in between lines and get some good value. So they double block it, just preventing, which is really interesting. I probably would have let that hit because nothing happens there. Like, this is a lot easier to block. I definitely would have probably blocked the McGinty. If you're going to double block like that, you should block the McGinty so I can't go get Lord of Wind. But they didn't do that. So, I don't know. They should have definitely blocked the McGinty here. They should have just taken the, or maybe even just block the Whelming so I can't Whelming. I actually had Tunic here when I shouldn't have. I thought I had 3 targets, but I only had 2. And then I just kind of made my mistake. I thought I had 3 Surging Strikes in my grave, which was my fault. Oh, did I end up? I was going to do it, and then I was like, it's my fault. I screwed up. So I just took my lick and gave up my Tunic counter for messing up. But we get a mass trigger here, which is funny. We drew into a Razor, so we do 2 more damage. So we ended up dealing, 5 from the Surging, 4 from Whelming is 9. Then we did 13 with the Bonds. We did 18 with McGinty. So we had 5, 9, 13, 16 with Whelming, 20, 21 with McGinty, 25 with Lord of Wind, and then 26, 27 damage with the Kadachis while arsenaling a Razor, which completely, again, just kind of took tempo a little bit. Yeah, here we're counting up the damage to see how we did. Yeah, it was a good turn. We were able to weave the combo lines in and this is what you have to do against Uzuri, and it sounds like easy enough, and it's not. But if you can have one really good pop turn like this and really force Uzuri to make a mistake in her blocks, then it becomes very difficult for them. And then we come at them again with another natural combo line and just kind of like take tempo from here. They'd really never get it back. But this is what Katsu can do against Uzuri. Like, the matchup is very difficult if they can get the right disruption out, but sometimes you can, play around your defensive pieces, kind of make them have it sometimes. Like, yes, you can get punished for that, but sometimes, like, overblocking gives them too much tempo, which then puts them in a situation where they really can control the game. But in a situation like this, they let Descendant hit. We end up going and getting bonds again. Playing out bonds. We can't really razor here, but that's fine. We end up getting a fluster just to deal some good damage. And at this point, like, we're putting them so low that it's really going to give them some trouble. I wish we could have razored here. That would have been awesome. And they have to give us at least one card. They end up keeping one, which is a little interesting. And they end up plundering here. So, honestly, here, do I give up? No, I don't. I don't think I do. I give up Mask here, and I shouldn't have. I should have given up Tunic. I didn't need to give up Mask. And Mask just keeps the pressure going. I shouldn't have given up Mask, to be completely honest with you. I mean, we're winning this game anyway, but just looking back on it, either I shouldn't have given up Mask or I should have said I don't care and done Kadachi, 100 win, or 100 wins with threat and a razor into, see, I boo-booed here. I should have 100 wins. I totally messed up my sequencing. This is one of those moments where I was talking on stream and I didn't realize what I did. But what I should have done is not even block. I shouldn't have blocked. I should have just let Plunder the Poor hit, not cared, and just dealt like a lot of damage. Because I could have, if I would have kept that blue, I could have razored Descendant Gust Wave and then also played like, then I could have discarded 100 wins and went and got bonds and just won the game. Like, straight up just won the game, right? So it created a little bit of awkwardness for me for these next couple turns. So that shows you, like, that's probably the biggest turn where I made the mistake, is on this turn, like, just don't block with the Whelmy. It's a Plunder the Poor, right? I'm going to get dealt 4 damage. I'm going to lose a card from my deck, but I am able to then go Kadachi, Descendant Gust Wave, right? Pitch, play, hit the razor, it hits, go get Bonds of Ancestry, play Bonds of Ancestry, then play Fluster, the game's over. I literally would have won the game if I would have just done it, but I guess I just got too crazy with my blocks and made a mistake there, for sure. Because now it just elongated the game. I end up being fine, I end up taking it, but end up just elongating the game when I don't have to, because they're able to give me both pieces of equipment here, which really forces out a lot. I'm able to arsenal this Flick Flack, which is nice, but they're able to almost keep a whole hand here in order to give me some issues. I end up Ancestraling here just to see if I can draw into another attack. And I end up drawing Ancestral Harmony. I play it out just to see if I find a combo card, and I did, which gave me a 4-power combo card, which was hilarious. Actually hilarious. Which forced out both of their cards again, which was really funny. And then here's where I take it. But I would have won 2 turns earlier if I would just not block the way I did. I'm pretty sure I'd take it here because they have a shakedown arsenal. I don't see how they get past this. Yeah, we end up winning here. So, yeah, you can see where I made a mistake. And it shows you, like, even if you're ahead, like, make the right play. Right? Don't do something stupid. Don't give your opponent a chance to get back into it because it can really make some issues for you. But, yeah, we end up taking it. So, you can see how quickly Katsu can take control of that matchup if they end up drawing into the right hands, even with some awkward reinforced line hands early on. We average 10 damage a turn, 13 damage a turn cycle, which is about on rate, a little bit above rate, honestly, for us on average value per turn cycle. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed this. It was pretty quick to the point, really, really fast game. Ended up just kind of taking control with the natural hands, but that's something Katsu can just do now, and even Ancestral Harmony helped me out a little bit in a pinch there at the end just to force the rest of their blocks out of their hand, which was really funny. But let me know what you think. If you watch the stream, you can go back and look at the other videos or the other games. I lost some. I won some. I had a really bad game against Bravo that I could have done a lot better on. Definitely check out that one. I'm also going to be, don't worry, I'm going to be recording some losses for sure. I want to show, if I ever have a game, which I know I'm going to in the near future, that just feels really bad, it felt like I really made mistakes, I'm going to play that because I want to show people you can critique your own games. But yeah, if you enjoy this type of content, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If you feel so inclined, join the channel monthly membership goal. We're trying to hit 75 members by the end of the month. It would really help out in this, full-time content creator journey. I'm trying to give really good content for y'all. I'm going to be doing some fun stuff. We're going to be doing a Ruler of Rafe series this week. Definitely join the stream where we're going to be trying to get a win with every single hero in the game over the course of this week. That's the goal. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, thank y'all so much. Y'all stay safe. And if you don't want to leave a like or comment or subscribe on my stuff, go to another creator. Do it for them. Let's get some more people seeing this game, and let's have a good rest of our week. Thank y'all so much, and I'll see y'all next time.